Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Education, SOA, Master's Degree Programs, Master of Arts, Distance Education, MADE, Second Year. MDE 419 Staff Training and Development in Distance Education. Block 5 Staff Development Experiences. Unit 4 Training of Trainers, Workshop in Distance Education. Introduction. The Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Education, STRIDE, has been conducting training programs for the teachers and staff of the Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU, and other state open universities, SU, and distance education institutes, DEIs, in India since its establishment. The focus of these training interventions are in the functional areas of course design and development, self-learning material development, learner support, audio-video production, multimedia, e-learning, quality, research and other such areas. The focus is on development of job-specific knowledge and skill development, and STRIDE has so far been successful in its mandate. However, there is a tremendous growth of distance education in the recent past, and therefore, training needs have also increased manifold. In view of this, there was a felt need to conduct Train the Trainers, TOT, program on distance education. It may also be noted that the exiting training programs may also require quality improvements in terms of building trainer competencies. In the past, TOT had received some support. The first ever such initiative was National Workshop on the Development of Training Packages in Distance Education held from the 9th to the 19th of January 1989 with the support of the UNESCO Regional Office for Education, Bangkok. Subsequent to this, an institutional TOT program on distance education was conducted by Prof. B. N. Kaul and Ms. Janet Jenkins at IGNOU from January 23 to February 15, 1989, in which 11 teachers from different schools of IGNOU and the erstwhile Division of Distance Education participated. After this, a workshop on management of training in distance education was conducted at STRIDE in 1997 for the senior faculty and directors of DEIs. No TOT programs have been conducted since 1997, and the present workshop from 9 to 13 February 2010 was organized to revisit the training strategies for different target groups such as academic counselors, course writers, study center functionaries, internal faculty, and new students for orienting them to the distance education system. Objectives. The broad objectives of the workshop were to develop skills amongst the participants to conduct training programs in distance education. At the end of the workshop, the participants were expected to be able to identify and list the training needs of different categories of personnel in distance education, evaluate the existing training programs and strategies, develop training design, objectives, content, strategies for different target groups, plan and conduct training sessions, and organize training programs effectively. Participants in the workshop. Participants in the training programs were drawn from schools of studies, regional services, and STRIDE. The list of participants are given in Appendix A. The participants were divided into 5 groups to work during the workshop. Group 1, Academic Counselors Training. GROUP 2, Course Writers Training. GROUP 3, Internal Faculty Training. GROUP 4, Training of Study Center Functionaries. GROUP 5, Induction Training of Students. Training Methods. The workshop design was prepared in consultation with one of the resource person, and we use the same for the 5 days with small changes as required. The detailed workshop design is given in Appendix A. The training program used mostly interactive presentation cum discussion. Methods of delivery supported by group work and participant presentations. We also used video recording and playback to review trainer skills. Course contents. The STRIDE Handbook 15, Staff Training and Development in Open Distance Education was used as the major resource base for the training program. However, as part of the training, the participants were provided with a set of training handbooks prepared by STRIDE to help them go through these and develop their domain knowledge on different areas of distance education. Proceedings of the workshop. Day 1, Tuesday the 9th of February 2010. Session 1-1, Prof. P.R. Ramanujam, Director, STRIDE welcomed the participants and the Pro-Vice Chancellor to the inaugural session of the workshop. He talked about the importance of capacity building of trainers, and highlighted the TOT workshop held in 1989 to emphasize that 3 participants, Prof. Sinclair, Prof. Ramanujam and Prof. Murugan, of that workshop being present in the inaugural session. Prof. Pawan Sinclair, Pro. Vice Chancellor, IGNOU inaugurated the workshop by sharing her experience of being trained as trainers and how it is important to also serve as a trainer after that. She expected that the teachers and academics of the university, after having received training on training in distance education, should be utilized. Dr. Mishra gave brief about the workshop objectives, methodology to be followed, and expected outcomes. He thanked the Vice Chancellor and the senior officials of the university to have provided the required support to organize the workshop. Participants from the regional services who showed special interest in this workshop could attend the same due to the support received from the Dr. Masood Parvez, he added. Session 1 to 2. After the inaugural session, the participants introduced themselves through an ice-breaking exercise of paired interaction and introducing each other to the plenary. They were divided into 5 groups, and the expected outcomes and various tasks to be performed by the groups were highlighted. The 5 group members are as follows. Group 1, Academic Counselors Training. Dr. T.R. Srinivasan, RSD. Dr. B. Sukumar, Trivandrum. Dr. Ranjan Kumar, Dehradun. Dr. Jaideep Sharma, SOSS. Dr. Biplab Jamasha, SOHS. Prof. Basanti Pradhan, Stride, Mentor. GROUP2, Course Writers Training. Dr. Lalita S. Kumar, SOS. Dr. Rekha Sharma Sen, SOCE. SH. Akshay Kumar, SOCIS. Dr. Kiran Bansal, SOJNMS. Prof. Madhu Parhar, Stride, Mentor. GROUP3, Internal Faculty Training. Dr. Sutapa Bose, SOE. Dr. Vandana Singh, SOE. Dr. Neeti Agrawal, SOMS. Mr. Tata Ramkrishn, STRIDE. Dr. Satya Sundar Sethi, Stride. Prof. C. R.K. Murthy, Stride, Mentor. GROUP4, Training of Study Center Functionaries. Dr. S. Raja Rao, Raghunathganj. Dr. P. Sivaswarup, Nagpur. Dr. B. M. Agrawal, Bhopal. Dr. V. P. Rupam, Delhi 1. Dr. R. Satyanarayana, Stride, Mentor. Group 5, Induction Training of Students. Dr. S. K. Tripathi, Bhubaneswar. Dr. S. Ganesan, Rajkot. Dr. S. Kishore, Chennai. Dr. Jagdish Sharma, SOTST. Dr. Rose Nembiakim, Stride. Prof. Prabir Kar, Bishwas, Stride, Mentor. Session 1 to 3. In this session, Prof. Ramanujam discussed the developments in the field of open and distance learning. He emphasized the need for professional approach and standards, and to treat distance education as a discipline. He gave the overview of the developments of distance education as a discipline, and how the 10 courses that are part of the MA in distance education were created at IGNOU. He also emphasized the need for training interventions as the basic prerequisite to have quality in the ODL system. Session 1 to 4. In the post-lunch session, Prof. K. Murugan, an eminent expert and trainer in the field of distance education, presented the basic concepts of training and the techniques and tools for training needs analysis. Session 1 to 5. Participants worked in groups to discuss about training needs of the stakeholders for whom the group intends to develop training design. Day 2, Wednesday the 10th of February 2010. Session 2 to 1. Group members presented the findings of the group work done on the day 1 to highlight the process that they think appropriate to follow to identify training needs, and based on their experience and discussion, what are the training needs of the specific target groups. Session 2 to 2. Prof. K. Murugan in this session highlighted the importance of having a training program document and a training design based on the findings of training needs. He emphasized that while the training program document is like that of a concept note that forms the basis of moving ahead with training, and also the same is used for decision making and marketing of the program, the training design is the blueprint on which the training program is actually conducted. Thus, the latter should have the methods and media to be used, and the strategies the trainers are expected to follow to achieve the session objectives that need to be identified a priori. Session 2 to 3. Objectives of the training, specific target group, duration, possible methodologies, resource persons, venue of the workshop, logistic arrangements, etc. The training design would specify the session-wise planning of the workshop in detail, with session objectives, topics to be covered, strategies, methods and media, etc. Day 3, Thursday the 11th of February 2010. Session 3 to 1. Group members presented their work on training program document and training designs to the plenary, and participants interacted in depth to refine and polish the work done in the groups. Session 3 to 2. The session on training techniques and skills was handled by Dr. Sanjay Mishra, workshop coordinator. Realizing that training skills cannot be presented through a lecture, he presented the session to demonstrate what good and bad presenters do through a simulated presentation on principles of training. Using this session as the backbone, Dr. Mishra demonstrated the skills of a trainer, used negative trainer skills, and at the end of the session asked the participants to identify the wrong traits presented. Interestingly, participants only identified positive traits and could not identify the negative traits that were dramatized. Majority of the participants said that the presentation was so interactive and engaging that they could not focus on the negative traits. Session 3-3. Also, they were asked to also complete the training designs, as many were incomplete at the time of presentation. The time given was utilized by the participants to prepare their presentations in PowerPoint. Though flip charts and other forms of presentation materials were available, most of the participants only used PowerPoint. Day 4, Friday the 12th of February 2010. Session 4-1, the full day was utilized for sharpening of the presentation skills of the participants as trainers. We used the services of the Electronic Media Production Center, EMPC, to record individual presentations by the participants for about 7 minutes each. The workshop coordinator signaled the participants at 5 minutes and the video recording was cut at about 7 minutes. Thus, all the participants presented their presentation before the lunch and then the presentations were reviewed through playback in the post-lunch session. Participants were briefed to identify on the areas that they would like their peer participant to improve. Each presenter was also given opportunity to reflect on what they did on the basis of the feedback received, without trying to defend their stand. Most of the participants believed the exercise was quite fruitful, as many from the regional center do not get such an opportunity, and they believed that this reduced their fear for facing the camera. Overall, watching oneself as a trainer gave the participants the opportunity to rethink about themselves and enabled them to understand their weaknesses. Day 5, Saturday, the 13th of February 2010. Session 5-1, this session was devoted to issues related to management of training programs and evaluation of training. While training is a process of continuous improvement in the organization life cycle was emphasized. The session identified the important issues to be managed from setting up the venue to identification of resource persons and preparation of training materials. It also discussed about issues related to logistics, accommodation, travel, food and refreshments. From the evaluation perspective, training evaluation should be looked from the Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of evaluation, ranging from reaction to results level. Session 5-2, participants were requested to develop training evaluation design and tools for the program design they worked with. They developed different tools for the reaction and learning levels of evaluation. Session 5-3, participants presented the evaluation design and the tools they developed for evaluating the outcomes of the workshop they designed. Session 5-4, Prof. P.R. Ramanujam, Director, Stride, welcomed the participants and told about effective use of resources available at IGNOU. He expressed happiness about the level of participation in the workshop and thanked all the participants for their enthusiasm to take training to the next level at the regional center. Dr. Sanjay Mishra presented a brief report of the workshop. Though a workshop evaluation form was circulated earlier, many participants expressed their opinion about their experience in the workshop in this last session. Some of the opinions expressed are as follows. The workshop gave a sense of belonging and labels to what we have been doing in the university. Learning is an unending process that covers caring and sharing. This workshop is demonstration of that. It's a good opportunity for self-reflection. Regional center academics get too few such opportunity. The involvement level of the participant was very high. The experience gained will be useful in conducting workshops at the regional center level. The workshop was stressful, as time available was less. Duration of the workshop may be increased, as the expectations were high. Interaction between the teachers at schools and academic at regional center proved useful. There should be a mechanism to continue linkages between the participants. Dr. Mishra proposed a vote of thanks at the end. He expressed his deep sense of gratitude to Prof. V.N.R. Pillai, Vice Chancellor, IGNOU, for kindly approving this workshop. Acknowledgements were expressed also for the following: Prof. Pawan Sinclair for her presence in the inaugural session and interaction with the participants to encourage them. Prof. P.R. Ramanujam for providing the much-needed administrative support as Director of Stride. Prof. K. Murugan, Director, Student Support of Tamil Nadu Open University, for his support as resource person. Senior faculty members of Stride for their role as mentors and kind Support to the participants. Director, EMPC and the camera crew led by Manoj Bhatnagar for recording and providing the playback facility on the 12th of February 2010. Director, RSD and Director of respective schools of studies for their support to Stride. All the administrative staff of Stride who worked in the background to make this workshop a success. Evaluation of the workshop. A workshop evaluation form was distributed to the participants. Only 22 participants returned the filled-in questionnaire. Also some responses were incomplete. Presented below the findings of the evaluation. What is your overall reaction to this workshop? Excellent equals 5, very good equals 16, satisfactory equals 1. Do you feel the workshop met your expectations? Yes equals 19, no equals 2. How do you rate the workshop duration? Just right equals 7, too short equals 2, too large equals 2. Will you recommend this kind of workshop to others interested in the theme? Yes equals 21, no equals 1. To what extent you think the workshop was helpful in developing the following competencies? Please tick. Look at the screen. What did you like best about the workshop? Group work. 4. Selection of participants. 2. Involvement of the participants. 2. Interaction with the participants. 2. Conduct of the workshop with sensitivity. 2. Workshop design. 2. Individual presentation. Freedom of speech. What did you like least about this workshop? Sitting arrangements. 5. Resistance to discuss problem of the system. Refreshments. How well the workshop content logically sequenced? Very well equals 9, well sequenced equals 13. How valuable is the workshop content to the task on hand? Very valuable equals 18, some value equals 4. What more content, topic, S, could have been included in this workshop? Training of evaluators, more skills training, ICT skills, follow-up to be done, skills of a trainer. Which session, S, can be safely dropped from this workshop without loss of utility, effectiveness? Sessions on theoretical background, preview session to be short. Introductory time may be reduced. How do you rate the balance of theoretical and practical materials in the workshop? 2 theoretical equals 2, 2 practical equals 1, good balance equals 17. Effectiveness of the trainers as a whole. Look at the screen. What do you think about the number of trainers involved in this workshop? Just right equals 13, too few equals 8. Identify 3 sessions, in order of priority, that you like most. Training design, 10, training evaluation, 9, video recording for individual presentation, 9, training skills, 8, training needs analysis, 4. How do you rate the balance of lecture, group work and individual exercises? Too much lecture equals 1, too much discussion equals 2, too many exercises equals 1. Good balance equals 17. Did you have enough skill practice time? Yes equals 13, no equals 3. Do you think the training materials received during the workshop sufficient? Yes equals 20, no equals 1. How do you rate the organizational arrangements of the workshop? Excellent equals 8, very good equals 11, satisfactory equals 2. How do you rate your personal involvement in the workshop? Excellent equals 8, very good equals 10, satisfactory equals 2. Do you think the group you worked with had a cooperative learning approach? Yes equals 21. Would you like to make use of the outputs of this workshop? Yes equals 21. Your general comments, suggestions. The workshop was conducted very well and organized with persons drawn from field, i.e. RSD, schools and Stride, giving a real experience of most of the situations. Hope to be involved in future training. Very good opportunity to learn from each other. Academics of RSD do get few occasions to stay in touch with training activities, and this gave them an opportunity. Training needs assessment in the with S was done on the basis of experience, but it would be better to do actual need assessment. Space for group was insufficient. Workshop duration each day be from 11 to 4. Post-workshop reflections by participants. I have been reflecting upon the experiences of the TOT workshop but could not make 1-2 pages out of it. I would only like to say that I had some theoretical idea about seamless integration of ICT, constructivism and social constructivism. I had read that collaborative learning can bridge Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. I had also read that teacher should facilitate and scaffold and manage the learning scenario. I had some idea about the studio model, but no clarity as I had never experienced it. This workshop provided an opportunity to experience these concepts. Sutapa Bose, Soe. It was an unparalleled opportunity to work in a group, nearly coherent, combination of HQ and RC teachers. It facilitated to exchange the views and experiences and resulted in upload-able documents. P. Seva Swarup, RC, Nagpur. as part of the group working on the course writers training. The experience overall was good, though the content coverage was not very new or different from what we have been doing all over the years, yet the training design in terms of presentation was definitely different with a lot of interactivity and practical work. Two issues which need attention are how to sensitize the renowned writers towards more receptiveness for such trainings. Do the in-house faculty have enough attitude towards a training design of this kind? The latter is also important as not all faculty are appreciative of such efforts. Lalita S. Kumar, SOS. First of all, thanks a lot for the opportunity given to me to attend TOT workshop and providing me an opportunity to learn new things. It was a real learning experience for me. The workshop was organized well and with rigid and flexible working schedule with lot of scope for interaction, discussion, agreement and disagreement on certain issues within the group and with other members of the workshop. The workshop has given us an opportunity to cooperatively work with others, respect others and learn from others as an individual and as a group. I thoroughly enjoyed my participation in the workshop. S. Raja Rao, RC, Raghunathganj. The responses of the participants show that the workshop met its objectives to a large extent and can be considered a success. The results of the group's work and the training designs are presented in the Appendix C. Training of Trainers Workshop on Distance Education, the 9th to the 13th of February 2010. Training Design. Look at the screen. Group 1, Academic Counselors Training. Members of the group: Dr. T.R. Srinivasan, RSD. Dr. B. Sukumar, Trivandrum. Dr. Ranjan Kumar, Dehradun. Dr. Jaideep Sharma, SOSS. Dr. Biplab Jamasha, SOHS. Prof. Basanti Pradhan, Stride, Mentor. Introduction. ODL is an important component of educational system. The faculty reaches the learner through the course material. Academic counselor is a link and facilitator between the learner and the faculty. Secondary exposure to the contents is expected to be provided by the counselors during counseling. Primary being intended through the SLMs. They are also expected to add on to the SLMs. Further, they are attuned to the F2F mode of teaching and learning that is different from the ODL system. Therefore, the need of a training program for academic counselors. Objectives. After attending the program, the counselors will be able to discuss the need for and importance of ODL system, appreciate the instructional system design in ODL, identify and list out the job and tasks to be performed by the academic counselors, understand the competencies expected of the academic counselors, find out gaps between expected competencies and their own competencies, work towards minimizing the gaps between the expected competencies and their own competencies, review their competence in regard to the contents in the context of the given SLMs. Target groups: academic counselors including teachers and practitioners, staff from the field, industry, market. Knowledge, skill and attitude requirement of academic counselors: knowledge of contents, learner profile, other references, teaching techniques, media and ICT. Other counselors: skills, communication, using appropriate teaching skills, effectively use ICT and media. Group working skills with other counselors, interpersonal skills, inculcate learning, interpreting, comprehending, paraphrasing skills, inculcate referencing skills, inculcate ethical use of information skills, inculcate group working skills, attitudes, honesty, sincerity, empathy towards learners, patience, to work in group, sensitiveness of the learner's need, sense of ownership, belongingness toward the learners, inculcate honesty, sincerity, commitment, motivation in learners. Course outline: apprising the counselors about the ODL, its need and importance. Counseling: square root what it is, square root how is it different from lecturing, constraints of duration, nature of exposure and teaching learning methods. Square root identifying and scheduling of learning teaching activities. Square root exploitation, supplementation of the primary exposure through SLMs. Square root integrating media in counseling. Square root provision for group activities. Square root providing opportunities for peer group interaction. Square root content related tutoring. Square root support for projects and exams. Square root review and consolidation of session-wise learning activities to develop a source material for subsequent sessions. Assignment, project. Square root support for writing assignments, projects. Square root idea of the ideal response for the given question. Square root studying the learner response and identifying the points of teacher intervention. Square root formulating clearly and presenting legibly the teacher intervention. Square root assessing the performance and offering overall appropriate comments. Square root justifying the award and offering suggestions for improvement. Square root giving a relative standing of the learner performance. Venue, regional center, study center. Duration, 2 days at a stretch provided every year with appropriate modification in focus of contents. Logistics, classroom, writing, display material, equipments, ICT. Infrastructure, finance DA to resource persons and participants. Resource persons, trainers including academics from IGNOU and other ODL institutes and subject experts. Look at the screen. Training evaluation, a pre-test post-test strategy may be adopted to evaluate the outcomes of the training program. The assessment may use a short questionnaire, such as the following. 1. Please check whether you have come across the following abbreviations. Please expand those with which you are familiar. ODL, the, PSC, SC, RC, PIC, AC, IAR, SLM, SAQ, T. 2. Which of the following statements are correcting the context of distance education? State, T, for true and F, for false. Distance education is nothing but correspondence education. Teaching is called academic counseling in distance education. A course in IGNOU is the same as a paper in the conventional system of higher education. Learning in distance education is relatively more centered around study material than in the conventional system. There is no provision for any teacher-learner interaction in distance education. 3. You have chosen to be an academic counselor of IGNOU. Which of the following statement you think are true? State, T, for true and F, for false. Academic counseling is extended form of teaching. Academic counseling is to replace learning through material. An academic counselor may help in building a rapport between distance teaching institution and the distance learners. Academic counseling is a full-time employment. Academic counselors simply have to respond to the questions raised by the learners. 4. Evaluation of assignment responses received from learners need the following to be done by academic counselors. State, T, for true and F, for false. Grading and or marking. Giving individualized the feedback to learners on their performance. A comment on overall performance of the learners. Errors in assignment need to be condemned in strong words. Thanks for your cooperation. Group 2, Course Writers Training. Members of the group. Dr. Lalita S. Kumar, SOS. Dr. Rekha Sharma Sen, SOCE. SH. Akshay Kumar, SOCIS. Dr. Kiran Bansal, SOJNMS. Prof. Madhu Parhar, Stride, Mentor. Feedback from course writers. Dear Sir, we thank you for participating in the workshop. Please take some time out to fill in this feedback form. How was your overall experience of attending this orientation program? Do you think orientation programs are needed for course writers? Why? 1. How clear are you about the differences between ODL and conventional teaching? 2. Did you think that the workshop helped you to identify differences between ODL and conventional teaching? 3. Were you able to identify requirements for writing for distance learners? 4. Were the program, course objectives clear to you after the session? 5. Were you able to identify the media which can be integrated in course development? 6. Can you list the characteristics of self-learning materials? 7. Were you able to identify which model of SLM you will use for writing your unit? 8. Can you make a concept map of the unit? 9. Can you identify potential area where you can be inclusive in terms of gender, disability and environment? 10. Can you decide upon the self-assessment activities in the unit? Performance feedback as individual or group. On session 3 and IV, identifying features of 3 models of SLM. You are given printouts of 3 styles of writing. You are expected to list the features, positive and negative, of each piece of writing. Categorize them as per the model discussed by the speaker. Identify which model of writing you would like to use for their unit. Performance feedback as individual or group. On day 2, please develop a concept map for your unit, indicating the broad contents of the unit. Please state the objectives of the unit. Develop one self-check exercise as a sample for a section in the unit. Group 3, Internal Faculty Training. Members of the group. Dr. Sutapa Bose, SOE. Dr. Vandana Singh, SOE. Dr. Neeti Agrawal, SOMS. Mr. Tata Ramkrishnan, STRIDE. Dr. Satya Sundar Sethi, Stride. Prof. CRK Murthy, Stride, Mentor. Induction Program for newly joined faculty at IGNOU. Introduction. ODL has emerged as a new field of study. It has its unique requirements that can be addressed by manpower equipped with thorough understanding of the various aspects comprising it. Often those recruited into the systems offering education through the distance mode lack the proficiency necessary for delivering education. Therefore, the onus lies on the organization recruiting faculty to ensure that they gain the necessary competencies. Hence, an intensive training program is essential for inducting the fresh recruits into the major processes related to the effective delivery of education. ODL has undergone phenomenal evolution to reach the fifth generation of distance education. Therefore, in the perspective of the unique needs of ODL and in the context of the needs of the 21st century learners, an innovative training program has been designed for the fresh faculty recruited in IGNOU. Objectives. The main objective of the training program is to acquaint the newly joined faculty about ODL in general and IGNOU systems in particular. At the end of the training program, the trainees are expected to explicate the interrelation between various divisions and schools of IGNOU, expound the process of program design and development, explain the various instructional systems at IGNOU, describe the various delivery mechanisms, elucidate the process of assessment and evaluation, figure out the various other activities to be performed by the faculty, such as maintenance, revision etc. Identify the major challenges and develop the techniques to overcome them in IGNOU use context. Target groups. This training program is specifically designed for the faculties who have joined the system recently. The faculty group has been drawn from the various schools of studies, divisions, centers, RCS, training methods, multiple training methods, lectures, interactive, demonstrations, brainstorming, field visits to various divisions, RC, PSC, SC. Role play, group work followed by presentation, course outline, awareness about ODL and IGNOU, program design and development, instructional components, delivery mechanisms, student assessment, other tasks, maintenance, revision etc. Venue, divisions, RCS, SU. Training design, induction program for newly joined faculty at IGNOU. Look at the screen. Training evaluation. Kindly complete the questionnaire and return it as a feedback for this induction program. 1. Your general reaction to this induction program? Excellent, very good, good, satisfactory, not satisfactory. 2. Do you feel that the workshop objectives have been fulfilled? Yes, no, partly. In case your response is no, partly, give reasons. 3. Do you think the workshop duration was appropriate? Yes, no. In case your response is no, give reasons. 4. Please mark the extent to which you think the induction program was successful in developing an understanding in the following areas. 1. About ODL. 2. About IGNOU. 10. About the resources available. 5. Whether the sessions were organized properly? Yes, no, partly. 6. In how many sessions do you feel that the resource persons were not effective? ____. 7. Identify the 5 most effective and ineffective sessions. 8. Your opinion about the balance of theory and practical components in the induction program. High, medium, low. 9. Did you have enough time and resources to practice the skills? Yes, no, partly. In case your response is no, partly, give reasons. 10. Your opinion about the overall organization of the program. High, medium, low. 11. Suggest topics that you feel should have been included in the program. 12. Do you think the outcome of this program would be helpful in your day-to-day functioning? Yes, no, partly. In case your response is no, partly, give reasons. 13. Comments, suggestions. Thank you for your cooperation. Group 4. Training of Study Center Functionaries. Members of the group. Dr. S. Raja Rao, Raghunathganj. Dr. P. Sivaswarup, Nagpur. Dr. B. M. Agrawal, Bhopal. Dr. V. P. Rupam, Delhi 1. Dr. R. Satyanarayana, Stride, Mentor. Title: Training Module for Academic Staff of Learner Support Centers. Introduction, Rationale. Learner Support Centers, LSCs, play a crucial role in the overall ODL/OU scheme. It is at the LSCs that the program delivery and learner support strategies are implemented. They act as the interface between the institution and its learners. The learner receives all the academic and logistic support at the LSCs. It is through the LSCs that the ODL institution is able to reach out to the disadvantaged population, a mandate given to IGNOU. By implication, the success of a distance learner depends to a great extent on the quality of services offered by the LSC. It is in this context that training of the functionaries of LSCs assumes importance. The need for training of LSC staff gains further importance from the fact that they are part-time functionaries, having their primary allegiance with another organization. Gamut of open and distance education is gamut of its learner support system. The learners in the ODL system are the real stakeholders. In the competitive market era, what one produces is not always important, but how they deliver for their stakeholders is important. It is the context, purpose and quality of all service organizations. Objectives. The objectives of the module are to acquaint the functionaries with the broad principles of ODL, help the functionaries recognize the unique character of distance learners vis-a-vis learners of conventional institutions, acquaint the functionaries with the organizational structure of IGNOU, help the functionaries understand the importance of academic counseling and formative evaluation in the ODL framework, help the functionaries understand the multimedia approach to teaching and learning, acquaint the functionaries with the operation of various multimedia gadgets, and describe the procedures related to administrative and financial aspects of LSCs. Target group. The target group for this module is coordinators, program in charges, assistant coordinators and assistant program in charges, part-time faculty, B.Ed, of LSCs. Training method. Training is proposed to be imparted in face-to-face mode, supported by LCD projector, TV, VCD player, different formats and registers, evaluated. Assignments etc. Course outline. ODL, how it is situated within the overall framework of higher education, need for ODL, its socio-academic relevance in the India context. Characteristics of ODL: flexibility, cost-effectiveness, learner-centeredness, etc. Characteristics of distance learner. Organizational structure of IGNOU with brief details of the roles of different units. Academic counseling versus classroom teaching, need for academic counseling in ODL, attributes of, expectations from an academic counselor, strategies for organizing academic counseling, integrating multimedia into the process, learning skills. Evaluation in IGNOU. Formative evaluation as a teaching tool, tutor. Comments global and marginal, importance of tutor comments, different types of marginal tutor comments, turnaround time. Familiarization with various multimedia equipments, audio CD players, VCD players, teleconference equipment, EDUSAT, computer and internet, awareness level. Administrative setup of LSC, appointment and renewal of staff. Identification and appointment of academic counselors. Maintaining record of academic counseling sessions. Assignment handling. Maintenance of assignment award list and its transmission to RC. Returning evaluated assignments to learners. Maintenance of finance-related records, cash book, ledgers, stock registers, check issue registers, stamp account register, library, accession register etc. Preparation of recoupment bills. Venue. Spare 2 days because of their responsibilities in the parent organization. Logistics. If organized at RC, accommodation, transport arrangements need to be made in advance. Resource persons. Generally, the staff, RD, DD, RAR, so, of RC. However, an outside expert, depending on suitability, availability may be invited. Training design. Day 1. Look at the screen. Training evaluation. Evaluation is not always a welcome exercise, especially when it comes to elderly, senior academics who work as coordinators, coordinators at LSCs. They do not like to be evaluated, judged. At the same time, evaluation is necessary to understand whether the training has been purposeful. In order to carry out the evaluation of the training program in such a situation, it is proposed to make the evaluation process invisible and fuse it into the program itself. The participants would be largely evaluated on the basis of the activities prescribed for different sessions performed by them. Level of evaluation. It is proposed to carry out the evaluation at reaction, learning and performance level. Reaction level to evaluate the management aspect of the training aspect. Tool, questionnaire. Learning level to evaluate the level of transfer of ask. Tools. Observation during the program, ask. Questionnaire to judge their perception of ODL after the training program, KA. Performance level to assess the level of application of ask gained through training. Tool. Monitoring of the reporting, counseling and evaluation done by the participants LSC. Constraint quality of academic counseling and evaluation at LSC depends largely on the academic counselors. Their training needs need to be addressed separately, hence evaluation at performance level will have limited validity. Nevertheless, this needs to be retained in the evaluation scheme. Result level. The training program is expected to bring about qualitative improvement in the learner support services, counseling, evaluation, administration etc. Hence it is difficult to quantify the result in Monetary terms. Group 5, Induction Training of Students. Members of the group: Dr. S. K. Tripathi, Bhubaneswar; Dr. S. Ganesan, Rajkot; Dr. S. Kishore, Chennai; Dr. Jagdish Sharma, SOTST; Dr. Rose Nembiakim, Stride; Prof. Prabir, Bishwas, Stride, Mentor. Rationale. Induction meeting is very crucial for the distance learners as most of them are, for the first time, experiencing a different education system, i.e. distance education system. It is largely seen that the learners in any distance education system are from varied backgrounds and form a heterogeneous group. They are new to the Open University system and, as such, they have many expectations from the system. Since the OU system is itself a departure from the conventional system of study, it requires to brief the new learner about the system. The Open University system, keeping in view the characteristics of the learner, have envisaged and given an emphasis on independent self-learning to be supported by a variety of learner support services. However, the learners are not aware of the procedures, rules and regulations and challenges of the Open University system, where prominence is given to greater participation of the learner. To help the learners develop an understanding of the teaching-learning process of distance education, induction of learners acquires a pertinent place in the institutional role. Objectives. The main objectives of the induction program are to acquaint the learners with the concept of ODL and instructional system, acquaint the learner with the IGNOU structure and functions with special reference to IGNOU Regional Center Bhubaneswar and Study Center BJB College, Bhubaneswar, build self-confidence amongst the learners by providing all necessary information and guidance about learning materials, support services, exam and evaluation and so on, and explain the roles and responsibilities of the learners to study effectively in the ODL system. Target group. This induction program is meant for the newly admitted learners in the distance education system. Induction methods: lecture presentation, PowerPoint presentation, interaction, group discussion. Resources: IGNOU Profile, Program Guide, related video programs prepared by IGNOU, handouts, brochures, leaflets etc. prepared by Regional Center. Content outline: Open and distance learning, concept and philosophy, Open University, status, structure of IGNOU, support services, counseling and assignments, evaluation and term-end examination, roles and responsibilities of the learner, program and course details, venue, study center, program study center, duration, 1 day, time, 10/00/5/00. Logistics. The following logistics will be made available for the induction program: press release of the induction program, route map to the induction venue, banners, stage decoration, collating the induction materials, arranging for the LCD projector, computer etc. DA, local conveyance for resource persons, tea and snacks for the learners. Resource persons: Regional Director, Assistant Regional Director, Bhubaneswar, Coordinator, Principal Study Center, Senior Academic Counselor, faculty from various disciplines. Look at screen. Training evaluation. Pre-test post-test approach of training evaluation may be done. The pre-test questionnaire be handed over to the learners at the time of registration and collected from them. The post-test may be done either through the questionnaire or oral quiz. Pre-test questionnaire. 1. Name 3 media used in distance education. 2. Name 3 open universities in India. 3. Where is the IGNOU headquarters situated? 4. State true or false. I. Self-learning material is for self-learning, true, false. E. You will get guidance from your academic counselor at your study center, true, false. E. IGNOU has walk-in admission system, true, false. 5. How many times IGNOU conducts exams in a year? Once, twice, thrice. 6. IGNOU has on-demand exam, yes, no. 7. IGNOU does not conduct any practical classes, true, false. Post-test questions. 1. Name 3 media used in IGNOU. 2. Mention 3 purposes for which you should visit your study center. 3. If you do not receive your study material, whom should you contact? 4. When will you submit your exam form for June term end exam? 5. Tick the correct item. Counseling will be organized at IGNOU HQ, RC, SC. You should not start reading your study material unless your academic counselor advise you to study, true, false. You should not attempt self-assessment questions, yes, no. To receive information about the assignment grades, you should approach VC, RC, SC. You can interact with your program coordinator, subject expert, at live teleconferencing session, true, false. Assignment response should not be copied from study material as It is true, false. You should develop time management. Score, yes, no. You can appear for exam from anywhere in the country, true. False. IGNOU learner should follow the instructions given in program, guide, prospectus, and other handouts sent by the university, yes. No. 6. Opinion about the induction program. I feel the organization of induction program is excellent, very good, poor, very poor. The duration of the induction program is highly sufficient, undecided, somewhat sufficient, not sufficient. The performance of resource persons are excellent, very good, satisfactory, not satisfactory. The contents covered in the induction program are highly relevant, undecided, somewhat relevant, not relevant. The presentation formats used in induction program, excellent, very good, poor, very poor. The sessions are highly interesting, undecided, not interesting, not interesting. The methods, strategies used for induction meeting are highly effective, undecided, somewhat effective, not effective. I feel that the induction program should include topics like your general observations, suggestions for improvement. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.